one of the biggest parts of growing up is realizing that we're creators.
No,
you don't have to wait for anything. If you feel like you got momentum in your life, create momentum in your life. If you feel like things are stagnant, make shit move. That's actually one of the reasons I'm doing this event today. Now, like today in a few hours, is really because I was like, yo, I haven't done an event in mad long. Damn, I want to go network more.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast, man. Bro, what time is it right now?
It is 3 a.m., bro.
3 a.m., man. 3 a.m. We're in Orlando. I had to pull up, bro. So my guest today, he's definitely somebody that I've been wanting to connect with.
This is long overdue. That's what the people don't see. This is way long overdue.
Long overdue. Marine, wealth creator, motivator.
Appreciate that.
Somebody that's very, very inspiring. Giving up all the game for free.
Free game.
If you follow him, he giving up all the game for free. What a lot of people don't actually take advantage of is free game.
I agree.
Right? Because when the game's free, they won't pick it up and utilize it, right?
It's a fact.
Because there's no connection to it. But if you're smart and you're savvy, you will follow people like my man right here, and you can pick up them pieces and you can actually put it together.
That's a fact.
And run up a bag and make a play. So I have to introduce somebody that I just feel like y'all just really need to follow and get with. My guy, Jay Monopoly.
Yo, I appreciate that, bro.
What up, bro?
It is a pleasure being on here, bro. Like I said, man, a lot of people don't see the things that go on behind the scenes, bro.
100%, bro.
But me and you have been planning on doing this for literally the last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And I got to apologize, bro, because I wanted to be at the Better Way, bro.
Yeah, you know I forgot. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff that came out. I almost didn't even make it to Better Way, bro. And it was my event.
That's crazy.
Hey, I always save things for last minute, bro. There was a snowstorm the day of Better Way, and I flew in the morning of my event, bro.
That's crazy. So yeah, bro. So for the people that don't really know who you are, you know what I'm saying? They may follow you, they may catch the energy and the vibrations. Why don't you give them a better idea and a better understanding on who actually Jay Monopoly really is?
Yeah, man. Look, I'll give them the short version, and then as you ask the questions you ask, I know we're gonna get more deep into it. You know, so sure. I'm originally from New York City, right? I grew up with both my parents. I had amazing parents. I just chose to do a whole bunch of bad shit on my own. You know how that goes. So I joined the military to get away from all the stuff I was doing in New York. And, through the military, my eyes opened up to just different points of views. I became more open-minded. And, while I was on deployment in the Marine Corps, I was stationed on a ship. And it is one of the biggest keys to success in general. Elevation requires separation, right? And because I was able to be separated from the outside world for so long, I was able to, just listen to myself, me versus me. Game plan. So by the time I came back to America, I was ready to take action, So I got started in real estate in 2017. 2018, I flipped multiple six figures in real estate in Detroit, Michigan. 2019, I had my first 7-figure year wholesaling properties. 2020, I had an amazing year in the middle of the pandemic. 2021, I kind of pivoted into more digital products and throwing events.
That's when talk about that.
Yeah, and that's when I started. 2021 is when I started going big into the events. That's when we created the Better Way brand. And from there, the Better Way brand was able to connect me to so many of my business partners now because I kind of became more of a connector rather than just being known for one specific thing.
And people sleep on that, man. People sleep on someone actually facilitating and connecting. I mean, networking is a tremendous skill. And actually, like one of my coaches, David Meltzer, he was talking about having an overlap agreement. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally like a 7-figure, 8-figure opportunity right there.
That's the overlap agreement. That's some game right there. Anybody listen to that?
The overlap is crazy, bro. And for those that don't know what the overlap is, basically it's a contract that you would put in place whenever you actually facilitate a transaction or a relationship that ends up being profitable.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I put Jay on with somebody and they run up a bag, I might be left on the side, and it's fine because you might, you actually want to put that, yeah. But they're running up a serious bag, right? And you're like, damn, I made that happen. And they might throw you something. Most people don't throw you nothing, but they might throw you something. But at the same time, the overlap will protect you You know what I'm saying? And you could really put up a whole business around that.
That's literally $1 million nugget right there. A lot of people don't know. It took me up until last year to find out about overlap agreements, and I started actually implementing that in my business now.
No, definitely, bro. That's definitely like a huge opportunity, like you were saying. So what I want to understand is, you were saying when you was outside of America, you had an opportunity to think. You had an opportunity, like you said, that separation piece. But like, what made you feel like you needed to separate? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it about? What did you have that in your mind? Like, okay, I can't go back to what I left. Like, what motivated you to want to do something different?
So it's funny, bro, because when I was in the military, right, I had to separate, and it wasn't by choice. You know what I'm saying? Because in the military, like, sure, when you join the military, you go through 3 months of boot camp, and then after that, what people don't realize is kind of like having a job. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Like, especially we wasn't in really wartime and stuff, so it was really like having a regular job. But me going on deployment, which was, I didn't choose that, right? It was kind of forced upon me. It was dope because it forced me to grow. You know, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to be forced to get out of your comfort zone. So I believe that most people, and how old are you, bro?
41.
You 41?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
100%, bro.
Bro, you're not 41. There's no way you're 41.
Facts, bro.
Bro, I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you was, bro, for some reason, I thought you was way younger than that, bro.
Yo, man. I get out all the time, bro.
Yeah, good skin, bro. We're gonna talk about that after, bro.
We gotta drop the skincare joint.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The nutrition. The whole joint.
So I'm sure you probably, you know, speaking from more experience, you probably realized that when you were younger, you probably weren't as comfortable with your own company as you are now.
Yeah, no, true.
Right?
Yo, I'm gonna let you finish, bro. But I fumbled an 8-figure bag.
I have too.
26.
I have too. But like, you're not comfortable with yourself when you're younger, and that's why you see a lot of people going out to mindlessly drink with people, or they still hang out with people they talk shit about because they just don't like being in their own company, right? Because they might not hear, they might not want to hear what their brain got to tell them about themselves, right? Mm-hmm. And like, deployment kind of made you face that, like, because I had no phone, no contact with the outside world, nothing. It was just me hitting the gym and me reading books.
So it was like the 90s.
Jail shit. Yeah. It was like the 90s. It was like some jail shit for real. So I got to realize, like, okay, like, I've been wasting a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I've been wasting a lot of fucking time. And that was really the wake-up call for me. Like, yo, when I get back, like, I know what I need to do now because I was so comfortable with myself that I let myself tell myself the plan. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No. That makes a lot of sense, bro. And that kind of actually leads me to ask you, when you came back, I know when you come back, you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to be around you. Like, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Yo, let's get back in pocket. What's the mindset and the mind frame around separating from even those people? Because I realize that even within myself, like, you gotta cancel some people. You may not need to fully cancel, but you got to remove them from the access. You know what I'm saying? They can't have the same type of access.
You have to constantly audit your circle. And at the time I did it, I was doing it at the time, but I couldn't describe what I was doing. So now looking back on it, I can actually describe what I was doing at the time. And I think I made a post about this the other day, right? People can only do 4 things in your life. People can only add to your life, subtract from your life, multiply in your life, or divide in your life, you know? And you have to constantly audit your circle to realize what category they fall in, right? So I might not necessarily fully cut somebody off, but I'm not going to feed the relationships that subtract and divide. I'm only going to feed the relationships that add and multiply. Yeah. But somebody who subtracts from my life in this season might be someone who get their shit together and add to my life in the next season.
That's fact.
So it's always important to keep auditing it. And that's why I'm glad you made up that point where it's like, you don't got to completely cut them off. Yep. Because people got an all or nothing mentality where it's like, yo, that's still my brothers. I got 2 brothers. I love them to death, but I don't do business with them at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna cut my brothers off. Yeah. Right? It's just I just know right now they're not in a position where they could be of addition to the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's talk about the digital, because I want to get into real estate a little last though. So a lot of people wouldn't necessarily pivot. You know what I'm saying? So you've been successful with real estate. And then as you was breaking down the years a little earlier, you know what I'm saying? You were talking about how there was a time now for you to go digital and do events.
Yeah.
So what was important for you to pivot into those areas, and where did you see how that could add, even more to your brand?
There was two main reasons, right? So I did in 2020, I think we made 1.1 million. I think that was the exact number that we had made net wholesaling. And I realized that 2021, I was going to have to do it again.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, it was good work. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time. We had 15 in-house employees at the time, but it was like the fact that I was going to have to do it again and again and again, right? And at the time, I don't smoke or anything like that. I don't smoke weed or anything like that. But I had a lot of employees that did at the time. And at the time, I got really cool with some of my friends that live out here in Orlando, actually. And they're super plugged into the fashion world, right? Mm. And one of the things that they brought to my attention was crazy. This was a mind-blowing fact for me. You know the weed brand Cookies?
Yeah.
You know the majority of their revenue comes from merch sales.
Yeah,
not weed sales.
Not the weed sales, yeah.
Right? And then they got valuated as $1 billion company, if I'm not mistaken. And their valuation didn't come from weed sales again, right? Because it's still gray area. Their valuation came from building a strong enough brand. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized, like, yo, there's power in a brand, right? You look at Yeezy. Yeezy they ain't bringing $1 billion in sales, but they still got valuated as $1 billion company because the brand is so strong. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized there's such a powerful thing if you're able to build a brand with the right messaging and the right way. And that's kind of in 2020, towards the end of 2020, I decided to launch a podcast. It was the Better Way podcast. And then from there, that pivoted into the Better Way wholesaling course. And now the Better Way conference is, and, I'm just going to continue to grow that.
Yo, that's some fly shit, bro. And the reason why I say that is because I got a conference about to pull up. We talked about that. And that came on the heels of a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think people really kind of missed the bar right there when they're not really taking advantage of the power of the podcast and actually just the power of like, being able to springboard other ideas off of one. You know what I'm saying? Like I recently put up a YouTube video talking about Tesla's business model.
Yeah.
Which I think is ingenious because like they can sell you a car, they can get five revenue streams off you. You know what I'm saying?
How so? Explain that one to me.
Check this out.
I got a Tesla.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got one too. So if you lease a finance, mm-hmm. that's basically one continuity, one subscription. Mm-hmm. You got to charge it. That's another one, right? If you got the connectivity, right, like the infotainment, that's another one is $9.99, right? If you got Tesla insurance, that's another one. And then if you don't buy autopilot inside of the lease and finance, and you do a subscription, that's 5 ways of getting it back from you. So if you take your business model, if you got a product or service-based business, how can you bust that down? And I think a lot of people miss the mark because they want multiple streams because they want to be a millionaire or whatever, and they're going to go out and get 7 different businesses, 4 different businesses to get to the 7. But Tesla did it in 1. So there's a lot of different ways that if we go back and analyze what we got going on, man, I can get another bag with this. This is just an extension of what I'm already doing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at that, I was like, damn, I was kind of really blown away because, you follow Myron Golden?
Yeah.
So Myron talks about, having high ticket, a core product, a continuity, and then the lead gen. But obviously your lead gen can be free or it could be like a
low ticket,
a low
like
product,
like
right?
an ebook or something. Yeah.
But that can all be off the same subject.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy when you're just talking about brand, and brand's really like your reputation.
Facts.
So if you come in and, J Monopoly has a high score reputation, you can pretty much sell anything.
That's
you know
what I'm
saying? Yeah. And that's why, like, you also mentioned like Yeezy. That's why so many people can like, whether it's the clothes. I mean, he dropped a couple of things I fought recently, but people ain't really giving no real grief about it. You know what I'm saying? The pod, the music player.
I bought one.
Right?
And the stem player.
The stem player, right?
Yeah, that shit was lit. I bought it.
and it ain't really complete, right?
Yeah, it ain't really hit like that.
But you know what I'm saying? And then the Donda too. He just kind of like abandoned that project. But what I'm saying is the brand's so strong that those things can go off and people forgive them because the reputation.
Because the reputation. Yeah. Kanye could drop a album with no music in it.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers be like, genius. Because he done built the reputation so strong already. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. It's the same thing with the 10X Growth Conference. Mm-hmm. right? And the idea of better way came from 10X, because I look at the way 10X did it, and it was like 10X. If you break it down, right, that's one of the biggest things. I love the way you put it, because right now the world is such an open resource. You could see how somebody started.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, you had to know somebody that knew somebody to ask that person to see how it started.
Just to get into the room.
That's to get into the room. Now it's all public record, bro.
Yeah.
So if you look at Grant Cardone was started with 10X auto sales, where he would go from car dealership to car dealership to car dealership, trying to train car salesmen.
Yeah, salespeople, yeah.
And then that all grew into the brand to what it is today, where he's able to pack 10,000 people in a room. You know what I'm saying? But it all came from having different products. They all fed back into the same brand.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, just listening to you and obviously listening to me talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could really see how somebody, I mean, I'm already getting ideas about my own business right now. You know what I'm saying? Just having conversations with you on that. So I think that's crazy, you know, using the Tesla reference, the 10X reference, and obviously the open source. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember back in the day, like when I was younger, there was this dude, he used to pull up in a Rolls Royce. I used to go get my haircut. He used to pull up in a Rolls Royce. He only had one arm. He told me he made his money on like trading coins, like foreign exchange coins.
Yeah. And this was what year?
This might have been like 2003 or something, 2002, something like that. Like I was like 22, 23. And he would never put me on. Like he'd just be like, nah. But to your point right now, you could look up anybody's game plan or buy anyone's course that you want to like follow their blueprint, and you can run that same joint.
Facts.
Right now. And then you can create your own course or situation like that. That's wild. But still people won't take advantage of it.
It's because it's so accessible now that people don't take advantage of it.
What's up, y'all? It's Brennan Boy, and one of the best things that has helped me go to the next level is powerful affirmations. I would say them every single day, literally when I open my eyes. So I put together these powerful affirmation cards to help you get to the next level, right? With powerful statements like, I live in abundance, or statements like, I'm not a prisoner of my limiting beliefs. Now, if you say these things to yourself every single day, using the power of repetition, you're gonna believe the things that you wanna achieve. So look, grab your affirmation deck or your manifestation deck or your money manifestation deck. Let's grow your mindset and let's get you to the next level, right? Click that link below, grab your cards, let's go.
I got a house in Ecuador. I got a crib in Salinas, Ecuador. And I remember last year, 2021, I thought I was gonna go live there for a few months. And then I went there for a month and then I had to come back. Actually, the only reason I came back to America was because I was going to Brandon Medford's event. He was having a premiere party for his show. His show just got released on Snapchat. That's the only reason I came back. I got randomly last minute invited to it. And I knew there was gonna be a lot of hitters in the room, right? The minute I got back to America and that Wi-Fi connected, I was like, whoa, bro, I ain't going back to Ecuador. And then I realized, like, day to day here, we make the call whenever we want. Boom, we go on Instagram whenever we want. When I'm over there, they don't got cell towers, bro, like that. So I had to wait till I get to the crib to take that business call, right?
Sound like the 90s,
It made me appreciate it more, though.
Back to the 90s.
It's funny, bro, because all the people that I do business with primarily are older, bro. So they always talk about, like, back in the day, we had...
Payphones and shit, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's a double-edged sword, bro, because y'all was able to go out, and no one knew what the fuck y'all was. Y'all was just chilling, just vibes.
For sure.
Y'all just figure it out.
For sure.
But on the other hand, it'd be like midnight, and you over here trying to link up with somebody.
Yeah. It ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening. But back in the day, it's different because you would go to somebody's crib and knock on the door, they welcome you. Now, if you pull up somebody's house, knock on the door, they're like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, I'd be confused.
You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody calls you, and you don't know it's the name or the number, you ain't picking up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all different now. So let's talk about like the events too now. So why events? And why host events and why pull up to events? You know what I'm saying?
So I'll start with why pull up to events. And the biggest reason is most people complain. Like one of the biggest complaints I get from people is they're like, yo, I can't find like-minded individuals. Yo, my friends aren't on the same wavelength as me. My family isn't on the same wavelength as me. So why wouldn't you go to an event where people are literally there to change their life? everybody there is on the same wavelength as you. That's like common sense to me, right? A lot of people still, I guess, don't see it like that, because I know a lot of people who still complain and don't go to events, but that's crazy to me, bro. Because like, you're literally looking for a new group, and it's funny, whenever I have any young people reach out to me, then they're always like, yo, my group is negative. I'm like, have you looked at any entrepreneur groups in your area? It's always, nah. I tell them, look, don't hit me back up until you go to at least 2 meetings in your area. I'm like, a lot of these meetings are going to try to sell you some shit. I'm not saying go and buy everything you at these meetings, but go to these meetings and introduce yourself to at least 5 new people.
100%.
And they always hit me back like, yo, bro, I didn't know there was this guy that lived right down the block from me that did this, that did that, that did this. Of course you didn't know. You didn't go meet anybody. So that's the main, that's the why you should go to events. Now, why I host events is, I think making money by yourself is boring, bro. I'm sure you could agree with me.
I agree, bro.
And I really, I'm going to get a little deep on this one, bro. I actually went, I lost my grandfather in 2020.
Sorry to hear that, man.
I lost my grandfather in 2020, and I was going through a tough time at the time. And I remember I went to his funeral, and I think there was like 120 people, 150 people at his funeral, bro. And it's crazy because my grandfather was the first person from my bloodline to come to America. First person, period, right? And now there's 150 people in that room because he took a risk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was there as a direct result of him taking a risk and having the balls to just come to a different country, not speaking the language. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it and like, I thought about, when you at a funeral parlor and stuff, I don't know if you ever been.
I've been to a bunch, bro.
When you planning a funeral, bro, they got the little pamphlet in the front where you go through the caskets, bro. There's caskets for 2-year-olds. There's caskets for 10-year-olds. There's caskets for 80-year-olds, 100-year-olds, and it makes you realize death doesn't discriminate, bro.
At all.
Death does not discriminate at all, and that's kind of what made me realize, like, yo, this is crazy. Like, when you're around death, it kind of makes you question your mortality. And I'm like, man, when it's my time to exit body, I want to make sure that there's fucking thousands of people at my shit, because they're like, yo, this motherfucker put me on, this motherfucker inspired me, this person did this person allowed me to put food on my family's table, or this person inspired me to make my kids better. You know what I'm saying? And I literally, straight from my grandfather's funeral, I went on tour. I did like 20 cities in 25 days or some crazy shit like that, where I just spoke at I think it's San Diego, LA. Like, I went everywhere, bro. Like, at the end of all the cities, I think I spoke to over 3,000 people, bro. And like, I just love the feeling of, I think if being a teacher paid more, I'd probably be a teacher, bro. Because I love when I say something and I can see the moment where it clicks in somebody's head, bro. So that's personally why I do events, bro. I want to make an impact, I want to make an impact more than I make an income.
Yeah, so impact, bro. So why is impact so important to you?
I know you probably heard that saying where it's like, you died twice.
Yeah.
You ever heard that? You died twice. So you died twice. And the first time you die is when you physically die, right? When your soul exits your body. And the second time you die is when someone says your name for the last time on this earth, right? At one point, somebody stops saying your name, and then your name ceases to exist and your memory ceases to exist, which is kind of crazy.
You're going crazy right now, bro.
Right? But like, you got to think about people like Rockefeller. We've been saying that motherfucker's name for 200 years and he's been dead, right? JP Morgan, Getty, Dior, Gucci, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Those are all last names, bro. Those are all last names. And in return, these guys are immortal because we're never going to stop saying their names. They've been around for 500, 600 years, bro. And it's because they left such a big impact. And that's kind of like where I look at it, like, I want my family's last name to carry weight, where it's like, I don't have to exist anymore, but the name is going to keep going. And that's the kind of impact I want to leave. So
when you wake up, is that one of the things that's on your mindset?
Nah, it's not. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. So I feel like, and I'm sure you could agree with this, especially like coming from a older perspective, right? No. I mean, no. Come on, no. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it. No. Let me explain first. So I feel like there's different yous. So like, I've only really been doing business and been an entrepreneur for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you've done it for much longer.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that there's a different version of you that every level requires.
No, 100%.
So the level that is required of me right now to get past this final boss isn't the same one as the last one, and it's not going to be the same one as the next one.
Yeah.
So like there was a time where I would wake up in the morning and I would just think about the vision, think about the positivity and like where it would take me, and that's what got me to this level. But I feel like now, the version of me now, I'm just like on some real competition shit. So like I wake up in the morning, and this is funny, but I swear to God I do this, bro. I wake up in the morning and I play diss tracks in the morning.
Okay, where?
In my head, I'm bodying motherfuckers, bro. But that's the me required now. You know what I'm saying?
So you was talking about earlier, because I want to share mine too, but what was that big bag you fumbled?
Mine was actually, so last year, no, I'm lying, it wasn't last year, it was 2019. I had the opportunity to go work for a billionaire. And I still now, I think I got the opportunity again now. I can't say his name, but he's going to run for mayor in about 2 years. He's already been selected to like, you know, they're going to push him hard. He's going to run for mayor. And I could have been there from the very beginning of that journey. You know what I'm saying? And it was a bag that I fumbled because at the time, I didn't value relationships as much as I value them now. At the time, I valued the income and not the relationship as much. You know, but obviously I was 22 at the time. So like, you know, I grew out of that.
Yeah, still something you had to learn.
So I think that's one of the biggest ones I fumbled because I could have had a salary. He wanted to pay me close to $380,000 a year salary, bro, just to be a sales guy for him. That's not even including commission.
But it was a better way.
It could have, you know, but you can't dwell on the past, bro, because, you know, had I taken that, that would have opened up a new world of opportunities for me, but it might have not led to what I'm doing now, you know. So,
and it's kind of like you said earlier, like, you know, that access isn't gone. Yeah. So now you're at a higher level of understanding, and even in your business. So it's a different opportunity for you.
What was yours? I want to hear yours.
Yeah, mine was crazy, bro.
Let's hit it.
All right, so check this out. I'm looking in the room. I don't see nobody got them on right now. Actually, I kind of got them on now. So you see this right here?
Joggers?
Yeah, bro. See this right here? The little joggers?
Yeah.
So I had a brand, co-owner of a brand. This was from like 2005 to like 2014, like nine years. We like all the like top artists now, they was rocking our shit like early when they was nobody. Like I had a really like keen sense of like knowing who these motherfuckers was gonna be. Like, yo, like you're talented. Like I want to collaborate with you. Seed in the product and everything. So there was a online retail monster at the time, Karmaloop. They still exist, but not in the same capacity.
Yeah, I've heard of Karmaloop.
Yeah. So the head men's buyer, we sat down with him. It was him, me, my business partner. We was in our offices, designing, coming up with concepts. He's like, yo, the market is missing like a bottom to highlight the shoe. I need you guys to come up with some ideas.
What year was this?
This was 2010 or something, bro. I don't know, 09 or 10, something. It was early. So we came up with it in the same night. We was like, yo, sweatpant. And what if we took like the ribbon on your hoodie and we just put it at the bottom? The shit would pop. So we like literally like stapled a ribbon to the joint. You know what I'm saying? And we had overseas manufacturing and all of that. So we sent it over, got it done, got the sample. He was like, yo, this shit's fire. Put it out. We put the shit out. No trademark, no patent. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Just vibes.
Just vibes. We didn't even officially announce it, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like we had marketing, like, oh, we got a new bottom, but it wasn't a brand. We didn't announce it. We didn't get the patent, nothing. No security on the shit, nothing. That shit's everywhere, bro.
Literally.
Everywhere. Every brand, from the big brands to the small brands, all have it. And I was just sitting there in real time. I don't think I actually had this conversation with my business partner at the time, but I had it with myself. You know what I'm saying? In real time, like, yo, that decision or that lack of knowledge to be financially literate enough to get what you need to do to protect, you know what I'm saying, your IP.
Yeah.
It costs a lot. You know what I'm saying? So when I meet with entrepreneurs now, I always tell them like, yo, just because you get the LLC, you got a domain, and you know, you got a name, your shit ain't protected. I can go get the trademark and take your shit.
That's a fact.
And then shut your whole shit down. You got to pay me if you want that name. And then I can just decide if I would just want to lease that shit to you. You got to pay me forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very important to get your trademark, get your patents, get your copyrights, you know what I'm saying? And just really like, you know, own your shit. Because if you don't do that, you don't own it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can snatch it. So that's the biggest bag I'm fuckable, bro.
Man, you know, I kind of want to ask you a question, bro. So like, I'm 26. And one of my business partners now, he's 37. The other business partner is 41. And then my third business partner is 51. Like I said, I usually do business with older gentlemen. That's always what I've attracted.
Makes sense.
And a lot of these guys, I guess for them, social media and anything online is like Chinese for them, bro. Like they don't know what it is. They don't get it. Like they don't understand it. Even when they got all the things in front of them, it doesn't click, right?
And that's the 35, the 40, and the 50?
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah.
So like,
the 35 should know better.
Yeah, they should. In my opinion, they should. How are you able to stay so up to date and current on everything? Because you got a pretty good brand on Instagram. Yeah. You're comfortable making content. How are you able to stay like in tune?
Always a student, bro. You know what I'm saying? Always a student. I want to learn shit. I want to figure shit out. I think one of the most important things, like Gary Vee even talks about, you got to go where the attention's at.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're gonna keep using something because you're comfortable with it, but everybody moved over here, you're going to be ancient. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like they're going to forget about you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might as well just forget about yourself or your brand because the shit's going to slow up. Like you might still get some sales, shit still might be rolling, but it's going to slow up. It's like all those local businesses in the city near you that have trouble getting leads. And I'd be like thinking, like, how they even still in business? You ever walk by them shops and it's like it's like curtains and like just some random stuff, and you're like, yo, how are they in business? They either got to be a front for something, or they just barely holding on. And I've been there too, where it's like you stay in the business too long.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're just so mentally connected.
That's all you know.
Because it's your identity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've always just wanted to be in the area where like I have to figure it out, and I'm a student. Because I can't be a leader if I don't listen and if I'm not a student. Because there's so much more stuff that I don't know that I want to like, you know, apply and get better. So I have to learn these things.
I try to do the TikTok thing. You doing TikTok?
I repurpose on the TikTok. What I understand is it's important to make native content.
On it.
Yeah, so you should understand even on all platforms like what type of content that you should make. But if you at least repurposing, at least you have some presence.
Yeah.
So I think that's at least what people should be doing. Like if you make a reel, that shit should go on TikTok. It should go on YouTube Shorts.
That's what I gotta do. I haven't done the YouTube Shorts yet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I mean, YouTube Shorts is pretty good. Do you, how is your YouTube channel?
Non-existent right now. I'm sleeping on that.
So yo, real quick, for all y'all watching right now, if you got a YouTube channel, take that shit more serious. If you don't have a YouTube channel, start one. It's free money, bro.
Nah, bro, it's crazy because I know that, and I was starting it for a while. For me, it's hard. So I had it originally for the podcast. So I had two channels. I had it for the podcast clips, which obviously that was easier and more consistent to put out. And then I had it for the lifestyle clips. And it was hard because like bro, we be doing some wild shit day to day. I'm sure you do. As entrepreneurs, bro, we put out 1 million fires a day, bro. Like if some people saw half the shit that we go through in a day, they'd be like, what the fuck? How'd you get through that? But sometimes having a camera in front of me to go through it all kind of kills the whole thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some of the best moments going on and there's someone right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So like, it's something that I guess I still got to get comfortable with.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you don't adapt, like...
Guys, what's going on? Total here, the expert webinar coach. Me and Brandon are teaming up to give you guys the ultimate bundle. Look at this, right? 14 days free access to software that replaces everything. Calendly, ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign. Plus, we have our automated webinar engine in there that has generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for our clients all over. For a limited time only, I want you guys to go ahead and text GROW, G-R-O-W to 443-775-3580. Guys, this deal will not come again. Go ahead and get started. Not only that, but you're going to get coached multiple days during the week so you can go ahead and generate your first 30K. Let's get to it and let's get it.
I think having the content is just one element of it because there's just so much you could do, bro. I mean, like the stuff you put out is fire. I really like your content. But if you did it just a little longer, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, that might even save you on the small clips, because you could just take clips from that.
True.
You can use that for a course. You can turn that into a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I really want to do, moving into next year, I want to take my shit on the road. Like, I want to, you know, I mean, I pulled up with the mobile podcast.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was funny because they was asking me that, yo, you think he gonna come with his setup? I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
You know
I do think he's gonna come with his setup.
So, like, you know, I can bring this anywhere. But at the same time, like, I want to either take the Tesla out, fly out, wherever, and interview people, but then also bring my shooter out and have them capture the whole, you know what I'm saying, process and experience. But then that could be a show, you know what I'm saying, or a series. Yo, there's so much money out here, bro. There's so much bread out here. And I mean, I was even watching Alex Hormozy, and he was talking about, because you know how he was the nose strips?
Yeah.
He was talking, I don't know if you've seen that recently, but he literally just broke down in 6 minutes how it can be a $1 million company. You know what I'm saying?
Alex Hormozy a monster, bro. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. You know what's funny? You mentioned the whole show thing, bro. I was supposed to have a show in 2019. Shout out to Carmen K. Carmen K was a producer for Rockefeller, bro. And she had reached out to me, like, because at the time, we used to flip houses in Detroit.
Oh, it was going to be one of those type of joints.
We used to go to Detroit, like in the trenches, bro. And we used to go flip cribs, teach people shit, and then wild out party at nighttime in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, wild shit. So she reached out to me. And I think I was 22 at the time. So she's like, yo, you're young. I love your style. Your girl is bad. Like you got the look. Yeah. Like, let's do something. I was like, all right, bet. She's like, yo, can you be in LA to record? And at the time, I literally just left LA, bro. And I wasn't in the position where what was happening with the business to fly back and forth. And then I think it wasn't Carmen K that reached out to PTG, but it was somebody else from that squad. And then literally 2 months later, they ended up getting a show on Snapchat. They ended up doing, but they was in a position where they were going to LA every single week to record and then just come back to New York, handle business. And I think that ended up going like 7-8 million subscribers on Snapchat or some crazy shit like that. But that's still something I want to do. I would like to pursue one day, because I would like people to see what goes on behind the scenes.
I think you should do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think it's nothing but opportunities out here, bro. Like,
facts.
Nothing but opportunities. Like, nothing but opportunity. Like I just see them. Like, when I'm traveling, like at home, working, whatever. Like, if I'm in the crib or just out, whatever, it's just nothing but opportunities out here.
You got to be in the right mindset to see them, though.
No, you do.
Right? Because when things are going bad in business, because it happens, right? It's ups and downs, like with anything. But when those downs start happening, your doubt starts coming in, and when there's more doubt, when there's more doubt, you see less opportunities. You see more problems.
And the thing is with that is, that's really when you should be seeing the most opportunities. And I think that's the best thing about being an entrepreneur, having an entrepreneurship mindset. So was real estate something that you were interested in going into the service, or did you kind of like find that? The reason why I'm asking is because there's so many different paths to wealth, you know what I'm saying? And real estate is definitely like one of those pillars where you can become wealthy. So why'd you choose real estate, and how'd you find real estate?
So I gotta tell the story, bro. This is my famous story, bro. This is my famous story, and it's crazy because this is exactly how it happened, bro. I even got the documents for it, bro. So I had tried to make some money doing a bunch of different stuff before, right? And some of the things hit, right? Let me pull some of the things up, man. So I'm on deployment, right? I'm on deployment, and I'm from New York City, bro. So I think Jay-Z is the best thing ever, bro. For me, Jay-Z is the GOAT. Yeah. That's a non-debatable for me, bro. So I'm on deployment. I didn't know how it was gonna be like, so I didn't have any music saved on my phone, bro. I'm over here listening to the same Kendrick Lamar album over and over and over and over and over again, bro. And you know, when you get a bunch of guys together, I mean, no cell phone service, nothing. Y'all just talk about some dumb shit, right?
Facts.
So everybody's like, yo, bro, like, we talk about like on some jail shit. Like, yo, I wonder what's happening in the outside world. Like, I wonder what's happening in the outside world. And one of the things was like, people would be like, yo, what if Drake dropped music? What if Jay-Z dropped the album? What if this? What if that? So it's fun. It's crazy how life works, bro. Like, I gotta show you this shit, bro. So we get to Australia. We get to Sydney, Australia after a month at sea. That's the first place we stopped. Swear to God, the day we get there, Drake dropped the song. He dropped that I think it was Passion Fruit. Whatever. This was, let me see the exact date, bro. This was June 30th, 2017. And Jay-Z dropped 444 that day. So Jay-Z drops 444, the album, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking through Australia, and look what I see, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yo, show the people.
Yeah.
Take a shit.
Yeah. So look, so I see the actual cover, the cover of 444 on a building.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
in Australia.
In Sydney, Australia, at all places, bro. So I am literally mind blown, bro. What are the odds of that? Literally like slim to none, right? I walk in the club. It's a club. It was a club. I walk in there and I'm like, yo, y'all know Jay-Z dropped the album? I'm like, I'm a little drunk and I'm mind blown. And they're like, yeah, mate, he was here last night when he dropped the album.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? He dropped the album in that club the night before I got there, bro.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. So I ended up getting super turned at Jay-Z's club. It's only right. And then I knew that I was going to have to go back to the boat and I didn't want to be bored this time around. So I Googled books that Jay-Z read. I'm like, you know what? I gotta if that's somebody I look up to, I gotta think how they think.
You know why? That's the vibration and the frequency.
Facts. I'm already feeling it because I'm listening to the music in the same spot he was in the whole
You see the symbolism.
Facts. The 444. And I Googled what 444 meant, and it, like, you know, with the angel numbers, it meant that you're on the right path. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It's too many coincidences adding up, right? So I buy this. So I Google books that Jay-Z read. And one of the first books that came up is a book called The Celestine Prophecy. Have you read it before?
I heard of it though.
So The Celestine Prophecy talks about how nothing in your life is a coincidence. And the more you follow those quote unquote coincidences, the closer it gets you to your life purpose. So now I'm on the ship, right? I'm back on the ship. I know for another month, I'm not going to be able to do shit. So I read this book and then I read The Alchemist. I don't know if you read The Alchemist.
I read that.
The Alchemist is like a smaller version of the Celestine Prophecy.
Okay.
Celestine Prophecy just goes way deeper into the concept.
I love books, so I'm gonna have to grab that joint.
Bro, it's great. Yeah, so then after I read those two, but those are the only two books I bought, like a dummy. So now I'm bored. I asked my boy Alex, I was like, yo, bro, you got a book that I could read? And he goes, yeah. Here's this real estate book. I'm like, real estate? I don't know shit about real estate, but whatever. I don't want to be bored, right? So it took me mad long to read this book because I thought it was boring.
Yeah, you went from that to that. So it's totally different.
Yeah, two different subjects, right? So, and I wasn't in a position to understand it, so it all went completely over my head, bro. All went completely over my head. So I'm like, all right, bro, like that was a whack book. But I took one nugget from it. The one nugget, and I finished the book 2 days before we were like at sea. We did a training exercise with the Australian military, and then we went back to a different part of Australia. We went to Brisbane. So I get 2 days before we got to Brisbane, I finished the book. The real estate book, right? And the day I get to Brisbane, I didn't tell nobody I was in Brisbane. I didn't tell nobody I had cell phone service. I didn't post anything. My man's happened to have broken his ACL, and he calls me on Snapchat. That's when Snapchat was lit back in the day. He calls me. He snaps me first. I respond. He goes, oh shit, you got service. He calls me. Swear to God, bro. Swear on everything. First words to come out his mouth, he goes, yo, bro, we got to get started in real estate. And I was like, whoa, like, I'm all in. Yeah. And he was like, what you mean? I'm like, bro, I can't explain to you why I feel like this, but whatever you need from me, I'm 100% all in, bro. Like, because it's not a coincidence. So he goes, the next thing he tells me is crazy. Had this been 2 weeks prior, I would have told him to fuck off, but I just read this. He goes, yo, there's this education course that's like, there's like $30,000, bro. This is 2 weeks ago. I'm like, 30 grand, fuck off, bro. But I just read this book, said nothing's a coincidence. I read a real estate book. He called me talking about we got to get started in real estate. So I sent him half the money. Yeah. Luckily, I was in a position. I was on the boat, so I wasn't spending money. I was collecting all my paychecks without spending them. So I throw him half, and I was like, yo, you gonna have to take lead on this till I get back. So said and done. When I think I got off the boat around September. I got off the boat and I went to Japan. And I was in Japan from September until mid-November. And that whole time, I was just doing research. He was actually, taking the classes, doing the whole nine, going through everything. So by the time I got back to America 2 days before Thanksgiving, which is I think the 24th, 28th, I don't know.
So it's like 24th.
December 13th, I closed on my first property. Literally like 3 weeks.
3 weeks later.
Yeah. Closed on my first house, like my personal residence. And I felt comfortable enough to do it. And I bought the house with equity in it because of what I learned. And I was like, damn, that was easy. So, like I was 21, mind you. So those wins like that lead to other wins. So by January, I already had my first fix and flip in Detroit. Through the Facebook group from the mentorship course that my partner had.
The 30 band.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the actual course was trash. It was whack. It was like, I'm not going to name drop, but it was, I'll tell you after, but it was trash, bro. It was not worth it whatsoever. Way overpriced. The dude really wasn't teaching shit. But through the Facebook group, I met somebody who was actually flipping houses in Detroit, and he put a deal out there. He was like, oh, I'm selling this house for $30,000, 15,000 repairs, ARV 110,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's great numbers.
Yeah.
So I hit him up. Mind you, this is a random dude on a Facebook group. Only thing we have in common is we both paid this other motherfucker $30,000.
Which goes back to the relationship that we talked about earlier.
So I hit him up and I go, yo, I want that house in Detroit. He goes, do you live out here? I'm like, nah. He's like, how do you want to do this? I was like, can't I just pay you to manage it? He goes, yeah, of course. All right, let's do that. So that was in January. The house was done in March, and I think I made like $45,000-$50,000 off that deal. And then at this time, I was in the military still. I didn't get out of the military until late 2018. This was early 2018. So at the time, I was only making $40,000 a year.
So you made that quick.
So I made that quick. And then from there, it was like, oh shit, I could just do this. It was like a reality, they call it the reality check. That was my reality check. And that's how I got started in real estate, bro. I was never the most knowledgeable in real estate, nor was I the most passionate about real estate. It was just the way the stars aligned and the connections I had at the moment best served me to do real estate.
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. I felt that whole situation, bro, from the books to the symbolism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit was crazy the way that happened,
and
bro.
then the coincidence of you guys snapping you about the real estate, and you was already loaded up.
Yeah, and it was crazy because at the time, the only reason he was in a position to even think about real estate is because he was an aircraft mechanic. So he worked with his body, and he tore his ACL. So he had to take time off from work.
So he needed something to do.
So while he was taking time off from work, he was learning. And it all happened at the same time, bro. Like, it's crazy. It was some real movie shit, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. So, real estate in the bag, the events, you know what I'm saying? What's up with the digital right now? You know what I'm saying? So, how are you implementing the digital wave right now? Getting to that digital bag.
So, it's funny, bro. I'm actually doing a little bit of both. I'm bringing the digital and the real world together with what I'm currently doing. So obviously, I know you probably seen, we got the whole Amazon automation service that we offer. And the difference between us and a lot of other people is a lot of people keep it fully digital, right? We actually own our warehouses in Miami. If you had some time to come to Miami, you could come check.
I'm be there tomorrow.
Yeah, we got 30,000 square foot warehouse.
Well, actually, that is tomorrow Sunday.
Yeah. So we really run, although we sell online through an Amazon platform and we get clients online, we still do the whole real world side because we actually have employees. We have a warehouse, but the same thing on the government side because we actually have a done for you government contracting service.
I've heard about that. I didn't know that y'all had that, but I've heard about that being an industry.
Yeah. So I have one of my partners, Kev. He's 42. He's been doing this. He's been in the government industry since he was 25, and he's made over $200 million in this industry. Just doing work for the government. So when I met him, I was like, yo, this is an amazing service to offer people. And so we started offering we started offering people services where we would create someone's business, make them government compliant, and even bid on the contract for them. So we would secure a contract with them within 9 months, when it typically takes the average person 18 to 24 months to get a contract. You know what I'm saying? So the interesting about that though is that we're bringing a new life to that industry by bringing it online.
Yeah.
But it's not like some guru. This is a course. We're actually registered. Our company is actually registered with SAMS. So our company is registered with the government as a government contract consultant agency that's registered with the government. So again, it's mixing the real world shit
element
with the, you know, the online stuff. When I think that's where the best money is made. And I think you kind of pointed that out earlier. You know, like, there's a lot of businesses out there who might still have a good product, who might still have a good service, but they haven't been able to adapt. And being able to bring the fresh life of marketing and the adaptability to it can really transform a whole industry.
Hey, yo, the world is changing. The way we consume information is changing. We don't watch TV or listen to radio. We consume podcasts. That's why podcasting is so very, very important. However, the average podcaster have no idea how to monetize this show. They operate in podcasts as a side hustle or even as a hobby. That's why I put together a powerful training to teach them 4 secrets on how to generate 6 and 7 figures with your podcast. So what you want to do right now is click that link below, head over to podcasterprofits.live, and I'll see you in the session. Let's go.
I think every business, for the most part, I don't want to say every single one because obviously there's a lot of different businesses, but I think a high percentage of businesses out there, there's a whole nother side of their business that they're not tapping into on the digital side.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And then obviously we're going to be going into the meta and all that, but like whatever business is out there right now, you got a whole nother bag that you're not even tapped into or maybe you're even ignoring because you just are just not adapting. You're not pivoting. You know what I'm saying? And really, you might be able to run up the numbers faster on that side than you ever did on the you know, the real life side.
I agree 100%, man. Even with you look at these ghost kitchens now.
First of all, that ghost kitchen concept's wild.
Wild.
Like it's crazy. Like I went to a spot in LA, right, to grab some food. The place didn't exist, bro. It was just like a pickup counter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at this pickup counter, there was like 18 different restaurants there. You know what I'm saying? And none of them was there.
Yeah.
It was just like a counter.
And look at that's a great example of how what you just said. Like you might be sleeping on a whole bag just because you didn't know. Imagine there's a restaurant who actually has a location, but also has something like that going on.
Mm-hmm. And they can have a whole nother location, a whole nother state, a whole nother country serving the same food, just setting it up and having the cooks out there or whatever. Maybe they just go out there and make sure it's compliant to how they need to be. And they don't physically have to spend the money to open up the brick and mortar.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? But they can have the whole brand in a whole other spot.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's wild, bro.
It's crazy to really think about it, bro.
It's like we're living in a time right now that's literally whatever you want to do,
you can just do it.
You can do it.
And that's when I made a video about it recently. I haven't posted it yet. I was gonna post it, bro. But like one of the biggest parts of growing up is realizing that we're creators.
No,
you don't have to wait for anything. If you feel like you got momentum in your life, create momentum in your life. Yeah. If you feel like things are stagnant, make shit move. Mm-hmm. That's actually one of the reasons I'm doing this event today. Now, like today in a few hours, is really because I was like, yo, I haven't done an event in mad long. Damn, I want to go network more. Am I gonna wait a few months for somebody to do an event, or am I gonna say fuck it? I want to network with more people. I'm gonna put people in the room.
Yo, and the same thing like that. Like I seen you posted it. I'm like, yo, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't gotta wait for
I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna hit you. Yo, I'm pulling up, bro. Got a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Got the spot last minute because that's how I roll. Pulled up.
It's like all the rules. I tell people all the time, all the rules are made up, bro. Go crazy.
Yeah.
The rules are made up, bro. Go crazy. Do whatever you want. Figure it out later.
100%, man. So, a couple last questions for you, bro. If I don't know if it would be the Better Way School, Just Pay School, or maybe the J Monopoly School. But you got a whole school about to come out, right? What are like the 4 pillars in this school that people they can't graduate unless they know these 4 things?
That's a great question. I'm gonna take some time to think about that one. Give me a second.
All right.
I think number 1 is history. Because
no one's ever given me that answer before.
I'm a real big nerd, believe it or not. Like I'm really a history nerd, bro. I study a lot of history. I play chess when I'm in my free. Whenever people see me on my phone just not doing nothing and they think I'm just chilling, I'm really playing chess, right? And it's because there's a lot of stuff that has already happened, and like it goes back to the whole thing, right? Like you can learn from your experiences, or you can learn from other people's experiences. And there was one of the things when I was in the Marine Corps, they used to have a Marine Corps reading list. I thought that was so corny because I was like, we're supposed to be in the military. What the fuck you mean a reading list and make a book report? Like, I think that's corny. You know what I'm saying? And they had different books suggested for different levels. Like, if you're just starting off, if you're a Lance Corporal, which means like you're just basically somebody's bitch. Like, these are the kind of books you should read. But now you're a sergeant, so you're in a leadership level. These are the kind of books you should read. And I never understood it until I got to that like sergeant level, and I started reading those levels books, and it was about leaders making certain decisions. And I would find myself in a situation like that, and I didn't have to experience it myself because I had already read from the wisdom of someone else that, yo, this is probably how I should take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So history is important, whether it be like history and whatever, and all these topics, like humans are just flawed, bro. We're bound to repeat everything all over again. Like civilizations go through the same cycles over and over and again. And it's important to know like where you are in that cycle. So that's number one. Number two is communication. Because it doesn't matter how smart you are if you can't communicate it at all. And I feel like a lot of people struggle through that. Reading a room is a top tier skill.
No, it is. For sure.
And a lot of people don't have it. Like a lot of like, I'm sure you've been in a situation, you're with someone and you're like, bro, like, stop talking. Yeah. Like where you wish you could be like, bro, stop talking.
100%. I got a homie that does that all the time. It don't matter what room he in. It don't matter what at all.
So communication, history, communication. As crazy as it sounds, I also think, I mean, going back to the whole mind, body, spirit thing, you know, like mental health is super important. So that's another thing. I feel like people need to get in tune with not what to think, but how to think. So like learning how to think and learning how to learn, I guess, could fall into kind of mental health.
That's a big one. Learn how to learn, yeah.
Most people just, you know, the school doctrine now is like, yo, learn this, memorize this, instead of thought-provoking stuff like, why do you think this happened? So that's learning how to think, not knowing what to think. You know what I'm saying? As well as learning how to learn. I think that all falls into the same thing. And number 4 would have to be, and I'm going to just say this when you said it, and I know it's important. I know I need to go harder with this, but I think everybody needs to be physically fit. Yeah. And like, even though I'm not the most physically fit person, I still maintain a baseline. Like I do 20 pull-ups right now.
Yeah. I mean, we could do some push-ups before I did, bro.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. The push-ups, not so much. I do probably like 50 straight.
So yo, I'm on this joint right now with a homie of mine who's in Panama at the moment. But I threw the challenge out to him. And now it's probably like, maybe it might be like 20 days in. I'm like, yo, 150 push-ups a day. So I calculated at the time, if we do 150 push-ups from now to the end of the year, 22,000 push-ups.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? And that's going to give you, that's your chest, your back, your arms, you know what I'm saying, your abs.
And you know why that's important though, bro?
And then the compound interest on that.
The compound interest on that, it's two reasons that I say the physical part, right? Because one, discipline in one area of life leads to discipline in all areas of life. That's number 1. And number 2, most people suffer from a lack of confidence, bro. And the more physically fit you are, the more confident you are. Yeah. Like, I don't know, last year, you know, I was in super good shape last year because I was doing that boxing fight. Remember, I was training with world champions, bro. I was training with Tevin Farmer, Edgar Berlanga. I was super fit, bro. But I also was really like, I knew I would walk into a bar and I'm like, yo, I'll beat everybody's ass in here right now. Bro, like I was walking different, bro. Like I'm like, I know for a fact I'll beat everybody's ass in here right now. That's funny, bro. So like, I feel like every man, especially as being a young person, a young man, or a young boy growing into being a man, is very important to know what your body could do and what limitations your body has. And that's why you see a lot of people who come back from boot camp, from the military, they're super confident. People be like, yo, this person came back as a different person. Yeah. Because they tested their limits and they know what their body could do.
That's facts.
So that's why I throw that in there as well.
Yeah, that's a great one. So you gave us the pillars of your school. You know what I'm saying?
That was a great question, by the way.
Appreciate that. So now you got to go and do it. You got to put the school together.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You could do a subscription online.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So earlier you was also talking about the routines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Specifically your morning routine. and how you wake up, you just be on some like competition mode.
Yeah, that's me right now.
So, what's something else about your morning routine or even your evening routine that you could share with the people?
So my morning routine, besides the whole, I feel like most people go through life going through the motions, bro. You know, so for me, right now, the competitive is what drives me. So that makes me not go through the motions. That makes me like put some emphasis on it, right? It's like there's a difference between going to the gym just to be like, there's a difference between working out and training. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Facts.
Right? So like the difference with training is like you doing it with some emphasis, right? You doing it. So I feel like whatever it takes you to get to that is something you got to do in the morning. Everybody's different, right? Some people might be motivated by thinking about their dream house, whatever makes you feel something, do that. But also, something that I do, I look at every good thing that I have in my life. Like, I have an amazing view when I wake up. I got one of those things so I could click and the whole thing goes up and I look at the view of the ocean and I look at it and I think, damn, if I don't go hard, this shit could be gone. That's another thing that motivates me. That's my morning routine.
Yeah,
Find something that gets me hype and think about the stuff that I have right now that I earned through my work and realize that if I don't keep it up, I could lose all of it.
That's facts. No, that's facts. You named 2 dope books earlier. You know what I'm saying? One of them I read, The Alchemist. The other one, Celestine Prophecy.
Celestine Prophecy, yeah.
I'm definitely going to get it after this. But is there 1 or 2 other books that you would recommend that are must-reads for the viewers?
So the 2 must-reads. Yeah. I'll say 3. 3 must-reads, right? That's cool. Celestine Prophecy, hands down. That's the first one.
All right. I'm going to order it right now.
First one.
Go ahead.
Number 2, Outwitting the Devil.
I read that.
My God, that book get me going. Yeah. Whenever I read that book once a year, and every time I read it, it make me feel, going back to the competitive shit, it make me feel like I'm like, nah, the devil trying to catch me slipping. Like I'm feeling lazy. And the third one is Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh yeah, I got that one too. I haven't read that one yet, but I have it.
It's a great book because Psycho-Cybernetics goes over the fact that you can't outperform your self-image. So it's basically this plastic surgeon, he realized that after performing stuff on certain people, those people who thought they were better and they were a better self-image of themselves, they went on to make more money. Where there's other people who it don't matter how many times they try to work on themselves, they wouldn't make any more money because their self-image was still like, oh, they're not good enough. Exactly. So and that's very important because belief level in yourself determines how much you could do, in my opinion.
Yeah. No. That's super facts.
Those are the 3 main ones.
Yeah. Damn, so we got some book gems, we got some morning routine gems, you know what I'm saying? So the podcast is on a pursuit, you know what I'm saying? So what is Jay Monopoly currently on a pursuit of?
I want to sell off a company in the next 2 years. That's my biggest goal right now. I want to sell off a company for 8 figures in the next 2 years. Because the money is cool. But aside from that, this is what people don't realize, right? Is the fact that you can really cut off time from your life. If I make $1 million this year, but I sold that company for $5 million, cool. I made $5 million, but I also shaved off 5 years of my life.
Fact.
I do that 3 times. I saved 15 years of life, bro. And that's 15 years you'll never get back.
That's a great way of looking at it.
So that's my biggest goal right now.
That's an ill goal. And I really like the way that you put it because, again, it's like that's a great way to look at it because I think people, you know, have a flawed like identity when they think about like time and money. You know what I'm saying? And how like they're just trading it.
You know the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire, right?
The zero?
Nah, you know the time difference?
No, break it down.
You know how much 1 million seconds ago was? 11 and a half days ago. But 1 billion seconds ago was 1989.
Damn.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So if you study a billionaire, bro, before they got to their $1 billion company, right? Or before they made $1 billion, they had sold off a lot of companies beforehand. You look at Elon Musk, right? PayPal, he had a few other things. And the concept of selling off, and this is Mark Cuban, anybody you look at, they sold off a few companies before the big one, before they had that real big one. And the reason is this, going back to that example, right? 1 million here sell for 5 million. 1 million here sell for 5 million. They keep on shaving off time. By the time they sell off 4 companies, they fast forwarded 20 years. versus having to stay in that company for 20 years to make that money.
Yeah.
They cut off time. That's the only way you're going to make it to there because that B is such a big number. That's 11 and a half days compared to the, 30 plus years, bro. It's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
So that's why that's one of my biggest goals because I think I have the tools to be a billionaire.
Nah, facts. I see it, bro.
Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Listen, man, it's 4 a.m., y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's 4 a.m.
And we got an event in a few hours.
For real. Yo, and first of all, bro, I want to say thank you.
Yo.
Appreciate you, bro. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes. Just the journey getting here.
I appreciate you coming out for real, bro. That's love for real. You already know when you do your event in LA, I'm there 100%.
Appreciate you.
Word is bond. Anybody hearing this, that's word to me. I would be there. Yo, y'all can hold me to that.
I appreciate that. And y'all, listen, whatever you're gonna do, don't make no excuses. It's 4 a.m. We finish up a podcast. There's definitely something that you're fronting on. You need to make sure that you get on the pursuit of that.
Just do it.
You know what I'm saying? Just do it. My guy Jay Monopoly. Make sure you guys tap in. How can they find you real quick?
Instagram, jay.monopoly. And then most importantly, right, we're going to have to get the YouTube up running, you said. That's something that I've been slacking on. So that's another thing you can hold me accountable.
Yeah, because that's easy bread. And that actually might help you, get to your goal even faster because you're touching more people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
With the whole brand thing.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Another episode on the Pursuit Podcast. You can see the shadows because one of the lights died. It's all good, though. We just getting it done. We'll see you guys on another episode. Peace.